What is up, y'all? We are here for Young and Reckless episode 4. First of all, why are we still on the same day? Like, we are literally on the first day still in this episode 4. How long do they film their shows for Nowadays TV? Because I'm very nervous if they film for longer than a week or two. Because we're on episode 4 and we're still on the same day. And they still have not left Atlanta to go to Cancun. And they still going to be in Atlanta next week. But if you're new here, please hit subscribe. Do that for me right now. We're on the road to 10K. Thumbs up the video, drop a comment down below. I appreciate all y'all that have been coming through because I've been shocked with at least a decent amount of people that I get coming in here because I wasn't expecting too much. But shout out to y'all. Keep sharing the video, keep subscribing, keep thumbsing up the video, keep being in the comments. And we're going to keep on doing it. I'm going to be here because this is definitely better than the other shows that are in this same realm. It's definitely a lot better. But yeah, let's go. All right, so we get back where we left off, which was Nugg versus Keebaby. And Key was pretty much stating that she needed that from Nugg because I'm not scared of you. Like, at this point, you want to try and impress me? Let's get it. So they start running it, and Nugg was getting her up against the wall. I'm not going to lie to you. She was getting her on that wall. She was punching her in her head. We couldn't really see from the angle that they had it if Key was actually really connecting because they had it shot from her back, which we can see because Nugg is really a right-handed puncher. And we only see her punching. So we can't really tell for sure if Keebaby was getting anything in that first round. So I'm going to have to give that one to Nugg, unfortunately. But Minnie's punk ass and then her stupid ass, because she's going to look stupid in the end eventually. Because she's cheering Nugg on. Like, Nugg is really got your best interest at heart. Even though she's fighting for you, but she still don't like you. And it's clear as day, but we'll get to it. But she's talking about something, let me in, I do fades for fun. She basically was talking about, let me go ahead and get that one. If you wanted it, you could have did it. Like you literally could have done it. But if it was Lauren, you wouldn't have been saying this. That's the funny part. But Jules is now in the bathroom with Snow, and Yasmin is outside hollering. Jules is like, who is that? But she comes out confused because Yaz is now trying to force a fight. So they square up. Jules gets out there with her. Jules was swinging wild at first. Yasmin, she's trying to hit her with these like wide out haymakers, and she connected a couple times. But Jules was not fazed by it. Jules is not fazed by it. She always starts off a fight kind of wild, but she then brings it all together and started tagging Yasmin, and Yasmin swinging all uncontrollably now, and she ends up getting her on the couch. Jules gets Yasmin on the couch, and Jules took advantage of that. Security ends up breaking it up. This one, I mean, you could call it a tie, but honestly, I'm going to give it to Jules. Honestly. Jules got up saying, you stank, bitch, and Nugg ends up stating that she fucks with Yasmin because she got up the minute Nugg got up. So basically, they're trying to be a duo. That's just really what it is. And Nugg says, like, she fucked with her because they came in there trying to act like they run shit. What nobody coming in y'all's room acting like they run shit. Y'all just felt like they were sitting there trying to press y'all because y'all are insecure because y'all want to be the ones running the shit. And y'all saw them as them coming in there trying to run it. And y'all didn't want to look like punks on the screen. All right, so we then get to Key versus Nugg round 2. This one was better. Minnie is sitting over there swallowing Nugg. Like I said, still sitting here just sucking her off. But she's cheering her on, and they're both swinging wild. But Key got Nugg in a headlock. When she got her in that headlock, she was straight giving her uppercuts. Clean ones, clean ones. Keebaby won that. Easy, easy. And, of course, she popping her shit because, like, Nugg was sitting there talking and all that mess. But now her face is red and all cut up and shit. But Key ends up stating that you big for nothing, and I'm running rounds all night. If you want it, we can do it all night. So Key is feeling herself, and she says in her confessionals that Nugg underestimated her, and she did. And she then says that Nugg tries to fight bitches that she knows that she can beat, which is true. It's true. But Nugg then says it wasn't anything to fight the three of them, and if Mel walked in, she'd fight again. I'm like, why are you still talking about Mel? Mel's not even here yet. She ain't even here yet. That's how you know she needs that from Mel so she can redeem herself. But you need to watch your mouth because she pretty much talking like she can run 3 rounds and then go running with Mel. You need all the energy that you can get because the last time you ran it with Mel, Mel had you in a tornado. So you need to watch that. But Alexis is sitting there with Jules and Keebaby now, and she's asking them, like, have y'all been beefing with these bitches for a while? And Jules was like, no, like, that shit was random. Like, who the fuck are these bitches? And Alexis was like, oh, random. Yeah. I love these three. These three, I'm loving them. Obviously, I love Legacy. I love Chasity as well. Y'all don't like Zanaya. I like Zanaya. I haven't seen why y'all don't like her, even though I've heard why y'all don't like her, but I haven't seen it, so I'm only judging off of what I'm seeing here. I'm liking her, honestly. Who else am I missing? Those three, Jules, Legacy. Those are really the ones that I'm liking right now that I can remember. But Keebaby pretty much states that it's the same situation with her too. Like she don't know who these girls either. But Jules ends up stating that they was trying to bully Amber, and if Amber says she didn't want to fight, she don't have to fight, and I'm gonna fight for her basically. Of course, Alexis likes that because Alexis came in fighting behind Shay, who fought behind her. But Jules then says that that's why she came in here like that, and Alexis says so they been had beef, and Jules was like no. Alexis was like, so they just wanted camera time. And she like, yeah, exactly. And Jules was like, yeah, that's why they wanted it, but I'm going to get it. And they going to keep fucking with me and I'm going to give it to them. So basically, y'all want to get camera time off of me? I'm going to give it to you, but I'm going to give you what you don't want. Loving it. Loving it. But Key is still popping her shit about how Nugg didn't do no damage because she didn't. But Jules was pretty much stating like, I didn't even get to see y'all fighting. Like, when did y'all fight? And Key ends up stating that she expected more from the OGs because essentially the only people that are in there trying to get to know them are the new girls. But Alexis is sitting there asking them about their life, where they from. They're getting to know each other. I love these three. I like that they're actually getting to know each other. But Key ends up stating that the OGs were just not welcoming. It's just the newbies. Alexis then asks them if they're done fighting. And Jules is like, I mean, it don't matter to me. Like, if they want to keep fighting, we can keep fighting. But I can calm down too at the same time. I feel her on that. She said, like, essentially, if y'all want it, we can get it. If y'all don't want to have any more issues going on, we don't have to do that. Jules, you can tell she's very level-headed. Like, and I like her. But she gets in her confessionals and says she can't wait for the show to drop because the viewers are going to be like, ew, these bitches are whack and they're lame and what's wrong with them? Literally. She did not lie. And we're seeing that now. But Chasity, she's in the kitchen and she got her mouthpiece in and Ferrari's like, why you got that in your mouth? And Chastity's like, you know, Nene is coming. And of course, Ferrari's in there acting like she didn't know what was going on. But she claims that she forgot because everybody else was fighting. Maybe that could be true, but I don't believe she forgot. But she then asked her, like, what's the beef with them? And Chasity ends up running her through the beef about her running 5 rounds with a different girl and then Nene jumping her, so she slit her face. I don't blame Chasity. I always say it. I'm notorious for saying it. You jump me, I'm not fighting fair. And if you end up getting slit, you end up getting slit. But she then says that she can run it with Nene again because she still needs that. And Ferrari then says, I wouldn't fuck with a bitch that likes to slit people's faces. And I'm like, of course not. Who would? But Chasity said, I'll do it again. But Chastity's in her confessional stating that she overheard somebody saying that Nene was on the way, so she essentially got ready, as you should. But Hennessy and Kayla, they're upstairs talking about how this bald-headed bitch, talking about Jules, wanted to jump in when Kayla and Zanaya were fighting, which we later find out that was not true. But Kayla then tells Hennessy not to say anything. They're going to pretty much kind of run up on Jules and catch her off guard. Whack. Loser shit. Because how you going to sit here and try and jump somebody when the whole reason why y'all are supposedly fighting Zanaya is because she jumped y'all? So you going to... It'd be one thing if you was jumping Zanaya back, but you're trying to jump Jules off of hearsay that did not even have... Weird. But Kayla's in her confessional stating that don't speak on my face unless you want to fight. I'm like, at this point, you need to ice that lip and just be quiet. Because that lip is... Zanaya did her in. Zanaya did her in. Zanaya's eye is big, but that lip is bigger. But Nugg is outside with Ferrari and Yasmin as well as Minnie. And she in there checking Minnie, essentially. And she then says that Jules came in checking you and you should have got that. And you should have checked it with her. Pretty much to dead it with her. Minnie sitting there denying that Jules came in there trying to check her. Even though Jules was in there checking her, she did it respectfully, but Nugg and Yasmin are not off base when they state she was coming in there basically checking your temperature. And that's basically what it is. But Yasmin then says, if you don't understand it, then you're going to have to get out of my room. Nugg co-signs it, so they basically are done with her, essentially. And Yasmin then says, I got this scratch on my eye from a bald-ass bitch because of it. No. Minnie didn't ask you to fight her. That'd be one thing. But Minnie didn't ask you to fight for her. You wanted to fight for her because you wanted camera time. Now you're using this as a reason to now make Minnie feel stupid. And it's just like, yeah, I don't like Minnie, but like you can tell they both trying to make it seem like, oh, well, we just fought for you and you still doing this and doing that. And now we don't want to continue to fight for you. So now they putting it back on Minnie. And it's like, Minnie didn't ask y'all to fight for her. That's y'all's own fault. But Minnie then says that she thought that they was doing all of this because of Legacy. And they was like, this ain't got shit to do with Legacy. Ferrari then says that pretty much asked them, is Minnie getting out of y'all rooms now? So at this point, y'all have this issue with her. Is she out of y'all's room? Nugg pretty much states, yeah, that's it. And I'm like, Minnie, you ain't popping your shit. Like, you sitting here popping it with Amber. But when they sitting here trying to hold you, you sitting here letting them do it. It's just funny when Minnie decides to play when she wants to play. and she plays with the right people. She knows who to not play with. But Ferrari then tells them they're about to play a game. So she now gets all the girls together in the living room. She tells them essentially it's been reckless in here. Everybody is sitting there looking at each other because this is the first time they've all been together in the same room pretty much after all these fights. And everybody's looking and seeing, okay, Zanaya got a fat eye. Kayla got a fat lip. Certain girls in here ain't got no wig. So they're like, where and why is all of this happening? But Ferrari then says that she wants to know if they're done fighting and is there anything else that anybody else wants to get out their chest. Yasmin then says that her and Jules got to run it again. And Minnie's going to have to get out the room because they're done fighting on her behalf. Again, what does that... Minnie didn't ask y'all to fight on her behalf. Y'all did that yourself. But Minnie then says, like, y'all aren't fighting on my behalf. Nugg says, we are. We don't even know these bitches. Again, whose fault is that? Y'all look stupid fighting girls that y'all don't know behind a girl that y'all don't know. This is still day one. Y'all just met this girl. And y'all fighting on her behalf when she didn't even ask y'all to do it. So how you going to be mad at her when y'all... I'm gonna say rightfully, y'all voluntarily decided to do this. Like, that's not her fault. But Yasmin starts hollering at Minnie like she's her child. Couldn't have been me. And she's sitting there taking it. But Nugg is sitting there trying to hold Minnie too, and she's very successful at doing that because Minnie is not barking back. She knows who to bark back at. And she won't do it with those two girls. But Kayla then tells Minnie that she ain't no bitch, and ain't no bitch gonna ever tell her to get up out her room. Basically telling her, you sitting here letting these girls punk you and telling you to get out of their room. If it was me, it wouldn't be happening. Wouldn't be happening with me either. But Ferrari then asks if Minnie is getting out the room, and Minnie pretty much states in her confessionals that Nugg was giving follower because every time Yasmin says something, she was sitting there co-signing. Which, I mean, I honestly feel like it's backwards. I feel like Nugg is the one that's in the driver's seat and Yasmin is the flunky. That's what I feel. But Kayla then tells Jules that she's trying to make sure that she ain't got no problem with her because she out here dictating when Kayla runs her fades. Jules is confused. She's like, who was dictating what? Kayla then says, you told Hennessy that you was doing this and doing that, right? So Hennessy then says, like, you was narrating the fight. That's not what you said upstairs to Kayla. I'm like, you out here saying different shit now. But Jules then says, I mean, I made it clear that Zanaya said that she wasn't trying to fight when Hennessy was trying to fight her after she done fought Kayla 4 or 5 times, which I'm like, exactly. But she basically was stating that Hennessy was sitting there trying to catch an easy dub, which is what it looked like to me. And she was like, that's how you know bitches are itching for a moment. And it's the truth. Jules be speaking real. But Ferrari didn't ask them if they need their fade. Kayla's still sitting there screaming with that fat lip about no bitch checking her and yada, yada, yada. But Ferrari didn't ask if anybody else has an issue. And Legacy, sitting on the couch, gets up with her mouth guard in. She ready to go. One thing about Legacy, even though she ain't going to win too many fights, she's not scared to get out there and fight if she has an issue. So Nugg gets up as she sees Legacy getting up, telling security to get that bitch out of her face. And Legacy said, perhaps round 2, bitch. Round 2. And then she said, Nugg told her to shut the fuck up. And she says, no, perhaps round 2, bitch. Again, Legacy is not scared. She is not scared. So Legacy then says, I got my mouth guard in. I'm ready. And Nugg likes to swing with that 300-pound arm. I'm going to try something different this time. Basically, that's what she's saying. I love her to death. I need her to learn how to fight. I need her to learn. Well, the thing is, too, I don't even want to say that she can't fight because she actually, when she swings, she know how to swing. The issue is she don't know how to get back into her set and guard herself and get her face off of the line. She'll throw a punch, but then stand in there and just like hold back instead of pivoting and using them feet. Like using feet, you got to, footwork is a strong and important part of fighting. If you don't use them feet and pivot, you're going to end up getting caught. And Legacy don't do that. But they start running up and squaring up. Legacy, like I said, got the first couple hits in, but she let Nugg back her ass up. And when she was backing her up, Nugg hit her clean in her face, like right in her eye. Closed that thing up a little bit, real quick. And she didn't get her head off the line, and that's why it happened. And Nugg ended up getting to work while security tried to break them apart. Nugg got that one, obviously. She's sitting there gloating about it. That's not something to really gloat about, but I guess it's something to gloat about because Legacy comes with aura. Even though she ain't really going to win no fight, she's somebody that you hold to a standard. Like, if you beat her, I guess it's something to really gloat about because she got aura. But Legacy ain't phased, said, I ran that, and what? Like, I'm still going to run it. But Legacy then says, like, I tried, but she said I was swinging, and I felt like I did better in this round than the last round. But she's still popping her shit and whatever. Nugg is still gloating about the eye. Legacy's not phased. She said, "I'ma still pop my shit," and we all know she will, but she ends up getting carried upstairs. So the next fight that we got is Alexis. Alexis then gets up to address her issue with somebody holding her arm when she was fighting Sai. Rightfully so. Because if I'm fighting somebody else, why are you touching me? Like, why are you touching me? So she then says she needs to get, because she didn't address it in the first time because she was trying to finish up her ones with Sai before even addressing it. And then she then says, like, who was holding my arm? Kennedi ends up stating me, and Alexis immediately said, need that. Get up, let's go. So they get up. Kennedi's in her confessional talking about Alexis hit her in the face, which is why she grabbed her arm. I'm like, we didn't see that. They showed the flashback back, and Alexis still didn't hit her. We see you clearly grabbing her arm as she's on top of Sai. So your truth ain't truthing. But they get up. Alexis, the only issue, the only kind in her fighting is that she got that head down. And I saw she said online earlier this week that she does it because she don't want to get hit in her beautiful face. And it is a beautiful face. But one thing about it, head down or not, she can't get no work. She can't get no work because she actually throws punches and she throws them fast. And not only that, she actually knows how to throw multiple different sets. She don't be throwing the same punch. Even though she only using that right, and I need her to use that left arm too. But she really only using that right arm. But that right arm does work. Kennedi was in there with her, but Kennedi's too busy trying to grab. And when she's swinging, she's missing. Alexis has accuracy. Like I told y'all the last fight that she ran. Her accuracy percentage, she's going to be more so in the accurate than the inconsistent. Because she was hitting her all in her face, backing her up. She backed her up from halfway on that side of the house all the way to the other wall. Backed Kennedi up. And Kennedi is bigger than her. Bigger than her. 2 different weight classes. And that's how you know, because Alexis, I don't know if y'all know it, but she played basketball too. So she's an athlete. She knows her body and she knows how to move. And she won that. She won that. People going to say that it was a tie. I mean, if you want to say that, but no. If you really know fighting and you can really count punches, she washed her. Washed her. Because Kennedi was swinging, but she just was not connecting. Alexis, literally 9 out of 10 of her punches was connecting. So, win. Sai and her weak ass is sitting there cheering on Kennedi, talking about fuck her up, as if Alexis didn't wash your ass. Like, shut up. But Alexis won it, like I said. Kennedi then says that she gave Alexis what she wanted, and she ate that. And no, you didn't. No, you didn't. But Alexis then says to Kennedi, touch me again and see what happens. Kennedi then claims that she grabbed her because she hit her. Alexis says, you know I was trying to hit Sai. Like, you know I didn't try to hit you. But Alexis then says, like, you know I didn't mean to hit you, so bitch, move. But Lauren gives Alexis her hair tie because they want to run it again. And Kennedi gets in there, and Alexis comes in with a kick combo. Kicked her and then hit her right in the face with a right. Backed her into that wall again and was straight giving her right combos. And Kennedi is too busy trying to slam Alexis instead of swinging, while Alexis is still over there swinging down and connecting. Kennedi, you lost. Like, you lost both times. Alexis can't get nowhere. She is undefeated on this show. Undefeated. And I don't see too many people on this show even giving her a run for her money for real, for real. Like, she got it. She got it. But Kennedi is sitting there talking shit, talking about she gonna KILL Alexis, and she like, okay, then do it then. Like, she's sitting there trying to scare Alexis. Like, Alexis ain't scared of you. And I wouldn't be scared either if I know I can beat you up. But Kennedi sitting there running that mouth, which is how you know she lost. Like, she is pressed, still talking it. So she's trying to talk tough too, talking about her braids is crispy, which they are. They are. Her wig was off, and the braid down was fresh. So good for you. Good for you. But Ferrari's telling them to relax. Alexis is sitting there drinking her water, and Kennedi is still pressed, trying to run her mouth, trying to antagonize Alexis. Alexis don't care. Why would I care? I just beat you up twice. But Alexis then says that Kennedi thought that was going to be an easy lick for her, which she did think it was. But Ferrari then says, like, we about to play truth and reckless. So everybody's screaming out and shouting. Alexis is shouting that Jersey is in this bitch. And, of course, Kennedi, still bothered, starts shouting where she from, trying to compete with her. Like, you want energy from Alexis so bad because she got you. So as Ferrari's trying to get the game to start, Kennedi is still running that mouth. She won't shut up. She is still going. And Alexis pretty much tells her, on your mama and your daddy, suck my dick, or suck a dick or whatever. And Kennedi then says, eat my you-know-what. And Alexis is sitting there trolling her at this point because she knows she's bothered. But Kayla is clearly interested in Kennedi because what Kennedi was doing was turning her on. But Kennedy's still running that mouth, getting more and more bothered. She ends up getting up and going in the corner to go count. because I guess that's her safe word type of deal. Like, calm down, calm down. I'm going to sit over here and count to calm myself down because she was hot. Bothered. Alexis barely did anything to her when they were sitting there talking. All that work that she gave you had you that hot. That was embarrassing. But everybody's sitting there laughing because she looks crazy. But Kennedy's in her confessionals talking about Alexis ain't want no more. No, you didn't want no more because you didn't get back up and run up again. If anything, you getting beat like that, you should have ran up on her because fair, she tearing you up. She tearing you up, and she still probably would tear you up with a sneak. But Ferrari then asks to start the game again. She starts it with Kennedy. Kennedy walks from the back, and she's still looking at Alexis and trying to do stuff. Alexis is not fazed. She's laughing at her now. And Kennedy then reads the card that pretty much states, who do you want to go to Cancun? And, of course, she's still focused on Alexis. I want you to go so I can beat your ass again. First of all, you have to beat her ass to do it again. So as she says that, Alexis gets up, starts twerking at her face, talking about, I'm going to still look good as fuck, too. You always do. Kennedy then, still bothered. Amber's in her confessionals talking about she loves Kennedy because she's a funny girl. But Kennedy then says that she wants all them bitches to go because they all bad as fuck. And she then tells Alexis, I liked you. Alexis says, so why did you put your hands on me? Why did you grab my hand? Like, hello? And it's clear Kennedy, she probably got a crush on Alexis. And I can't even be mad at her because look at her. But it's like she either wants to be friends with Alexis or she got a crush on Alexis. And, you know, certain people be wanting to fight you because they can't have you. So that's just what I'm getting from it. But Alexis pretty much states in her confessionals, there was no beef. I just needed that from you because you sat there and tried to hold my hand while I was fighting somebody else because I was beating your friend up. But we then get introduced to Gwen Goody from Philadelphia and Nene. As we know, Nene is an op to Chasity. Nene then says that she had one thing on her mind when she got there. She wasn't worried about no camera. She wasn't worried about talking. So Chasity sees her and immediately gets up. She says she need that lick back. Nene said Chasity knew what was going on. No rings. I'm coming from the shoulders. They run it. Both of them are windmilling. Both of them are windmilling. Trying not to get hit in the face. Both of them really can't fight. So it's about who's getting caught. And both were catching each other, honestly. Like, they both swinging wild, and both of them was getting caught. But once Nene got to grabbing Chasity, she started to get the advantage. The first round, I'm going to give it a tie, honestly. But Zanaya was sitting closer to Nene, so she saw more of Nene's hits connecting. But she said Chasity was in there eating them hits and throwing them back. So she said it was a good fight. But Kayla then tries to kick Jules in the midst of everything going on. And she says that she thought Jules was about to run up on her. From what I saw, I ain't see no run up at all. It's probably you. It's probably you being nervous and concerned. Jules said she was tripping because she was like, I thought she was over here kicking at somebody else. Like, I didn't know it was for me. But she said the kick didn't even land. But Chasity is asking for another round with Nene. And Ferrari's filling Zanaya in on what Nene and Chastity's beef is. And Chasity is sitting there talking shit. Like, trying to get Nene riled up because Nene's in the bathroom and she's trying to get her to come out. So she's just talking reckless shit. And she was like, I'm not a hater, so I can't talk about her being ugly and being broken, whatever. Which, that's what I love. I love that, the fact that she ain't one of those. But she was like, I'm just saying anything to get her to come out that room at this point because I'm tired of her and I want to run it again. So everybody's just sitting there watching as she basically is doing all of this. And Zanaya says her first impression of Chasity is that she's a pretty girl that will be on that even if she's not a fighter. But Nene, she's in the bathroom fixing her lashes. But she then comes out and says that she needed that again from Chasity. And she said she didn't want to talk. So she comes back out. Round 2 was a little bit of the same, but Chasity was too busy trying not to get hit this round. Nene was actually coming forward. And she was catching her a lot of times. Like, a lot of times. Hitting her in her face. Hitting her in her head. Chastity's head was down, which is why Nene took advantage, because Nene's head was actually up. So that one was easily a Nene win. But Zanaya then says that she told Jules not to let Kayla or Hennessy talk to her any kind of way and get your issue, basically. So Jules is standing in the center. We see Kayla come up to meet her in the center, and they about to run that round. Kayla was swinging and looked like she was connecting. But Jules, like I said, Jules starts off a fight looking very, very wild. But she finds a way to get it together because it looked like she was giving it to Kayla. But we'll see in full next week. Next week, we got Yasmin evicting Minnie from the room. They go to Magic City, and somebody's getting jumped on the bus, which I'm assuming, y'all tell me if I'm wrong, I think it's those two, Kayla and Hennessy, trying to jump Zanaya. But we'll see next week. If you got this far and haven't already, thumbs up the video, drop a comment, subscribe if you're new, share the video, and I'll see y'all next week. Peace.